What is up, guys? Welcome back to Reject Films. Back with another review for you guys from Wild Eye Releasing. I want to start by saying I love reviewing for Wild Eye. I'm always excited to see what they send me and everything, and I know they're usually over the top fun movies and everything like that. Some of them a little more serious than others. I believe this one was meant to be more serious than it was. I'm not really sure, but if it was intentionally bad, it was intentionally bad, just bad, not like in a good way. But that is From the Dead from a 2019 release. And according to this, it stars James Duval, who we know from movies back in the late 90s and stuff like that, like Independence Day, Go, Gone in 60 Seconds, Donnie Darko, uh, into the early 2000s and everything. And then he just kind of went off and started doing, low budget stuff. So, yeah, uh, billing him as a top actor in this movie is a huge, um, you know, tease into getting you into watching this movie because he's only in it for like two fucking scenes. So, yeah, that was one reason I was excited to check this out. But and still plays kind of like that boyish, charming whatever. He's in his 40s or something now. But anyway, aside from that, like I say, I love reviewing for Wild Eye. I think it's a great company, and I really enjoy a lot of movies they release and everything. This was not one of them. As you see by the cover here, with the arms reaching out and all this, this has nothing to do with the movie. Um, which a lot of the artwork, is way better than the film, especially for companies like this. But they got to draw you in with the cool artwork. But I was gonna shut this movie off after about like 5 or 10 minutes, but I stuck with it, and I will say it did get better later on in the film. Uh, but this does have a 3.8 IMDb rating. Like I said, it's from this year, 2019. Runs 80 minutes, which is one of the reasons I watched it because I was just pretty tired last night, so I wanted to watch something short, and I saw this was only 80 minutes. The other one I got left to review from them was 85 minutes, so this one won. Um, yeah, it just wasn't fun. Besides the couple scenes Duvall was in and the crazy old guy in this movie, he was actually pretty entertaining. Uh, wasn't a lot to you know get into. So, a brief synopsis is you have a husband and wife who get into an argument over his affair with some stripper or something, or what she thought was an affair. I'm not really sure if it actually happened. Uh, there's a really intense scene of her with a knife and him in the kitchen, and things occur, and he accidentally gets killed. Okay, and by I say really intense, I'm meaning that very sarcastically. Uh, After that, his brother, I guess, is supposed to be his real brother, maybe. I don't know. Or they just call brothers. They have a company together called, I think it was like Gonzalez Brothers or something, Meat Market. So I'm assuming they're supposed to be real brothers. So his brother gets in contact with this crazy old guy to kind of bring him back from the dead. Uh, they don't really think it works too much, and then eventually ends up, working. During this too, you have the creepy next door neighbor who's always like watching the main woman in here um, through the window and everything, and taking photos and all this kind of stuff. He actually did a decent job too. I will say that. Um, and he, witnesses the murder or whatever, and tries to persuade her to exchange sexual favors for keeping quiet. Later on, tries to persuade the brother with some meats and stuff like that to keep quiet as well. Uh, I actually enjoyed his role in it. I will say that this movie really had a lot of potential. Had it been shot better, acted better, everything like that, bigger budget, maybe. I did like some of the effects. You have CGI and practical mixed in together. The CGI effects are like a real quick, extreme splatter of the blood and everything. That's just, I don't know. But yeah, like I say, I like the creepy old guy in here who's, doing the seance and stuff. It's supposed to be like some kind of ancient Aztec ritual to bring dead people back. Kind of like, it kind of falls in the lines of like Pet Cemetery or something like that, where, they do come back from the dead. They're not the same as they were before, and they're going to be a little more aggressive and mean and everything like that. And the end of this film is this kind of, I don't know, like, refers back to maybe one of the Friday the 13th, where you have to do something particular to a certain organ. Anyway, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basic story of this. Like I said, the things I did like I say, is the old guy, the creepy next door neighbor. I think they did pretty good. The one who plays the Frank's the dead guy name, and his brother, he started getting a little bit better throughout the movie, acting wise. But there at the beginning, it's just almost unwatchable. So if you guys decide to check this out, definitely stick with it for a little bit, and it is decent towards the middle of the movie. It does get a lot better. Still not great, but I recommend definitely streaming this one first or something. I wouldn't run out and buy this one. I try to be as honest as I can with you guys on these films and everything, but they can't all be winners, and this is definitely one of the weaker ones I've watched lately. I've enjoyed 70-80% of the movies they've sent me, so I mean that's a pretty good win in my book. So here is the back of the film. I don't know if you can really even make out any of the. And I saw people were commenting, like, it starts out like an opening scene in the strip club, and people were commenting saying that the strippers were ugly and this and that. I don't think they're really that bad looking. You only get like a couple nudity shots, there at the beginning. I did enjoy the animation at the end. If you stick through the credits and stuff, there's like some little animated stuff going on. And this film is actually categorized as animation and horror and stuff. So I don't know if this came from like an animated like short story or film or something. I'm not really sure why it's classified as animation, but I think if they would have done the whole thing and like the animation, it might have even been better. Yeah, so From the Dead from 2019, 80 minutes. Nobody besides Duvall in here that I know of. I just, I hate when they put a name that on there and you're like, oh man, cool, he's in it, I'll check it out. And he's in like I say, 2 scenes, and very briefly at that. So, yeah, if it sounds like something that interests you, like I said, definitely stream it first. I mean, granted, their movies are only like $10 brand new, but if you can watch it on whatever for free first, see if you like it, and then maybe purchase it after that. Yeah, that's really all I got for this review, guys. I thank you guys for watching. I have one more to review from Wild Eye, and then a couple more from Warner Archive, and I will get on those as soon as I can. So, and I really look forward to what they send out next, because I know they got some really good stuff in the works, and some stuff that's come out recently that I definitely want to check out. They have some newer movies dealing with clowns and things like that, and definitely go pick up VelociPastor if you have not. That movie is ridiculous and crazy. I loved it. A lot of people feel the same way, so definitely check that out. Wild Eye. If you're actually watching this video, I would love to get one of those figures that you guys have been promoting on Instagram and all that. So if it is possible, let me know. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, love, happiness to all y'all, and later.